All right, welcome back, Shortbox Nation and subscribers, watchers, viewers, listeners, and all that good stuff. This is episode 10, our episode 10 review, and it's titled, the episode was titled Karen. So if you are not up to episode 10, spoiler warning, we're going ahead and jump into the sea. We don't got that many topics per se, but what do we got actually?
Well, first topic is Karen. We get a lot of Karen in this episode. We go into her backstory, and then Bullseye goes to mass. And I'll tell you right now, when Bullseye goes to church, someone gonna die.
It's not the same.
It's not a good thing.
Not the same. So, episode 9 leaves on a cliffhanger. Matt has a choice to make: save Karen, stay and fight Kingpin. This episode immediately, like I think a prior one, picks off with something completely different.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Right after that cliffhanger, when it was like, when Matt is talking to old girls, like, you know, the Oracle, she's like, oh, good, you're going to stay and stick around and kill the Kingpin. But he hears the
Karen is located at the church.
Yeah, and he's like, they're going to kill her. He's got a choice to make. And I'm like, oh, God, please, Matt, don't be so far gone that we don't know what happens to you. And, you know, like, oh, my God, he's going to try and kill the Kingpin. And then as soon as the next episode started, it was like, we're going to do a flashback about Karen. And then, like, some freaking bad, terrible party music starts playing. I was like, no!
Anytime an episode starts out with old P.D. Pablo and songs, I'm like, damn it, this is not the way I wanted to go. But you know what? It just backed up my theory that Karen is straight up just a badass. She might be the most gangsta white girl in any of these Marvel shows.
She called Wilson Fisk Willie.
Yeah. So, and you know, there's a lot that you could look at in just this season. So, whenever she scared those 3 dudes that were hanging around her stoop with a gun, you know, flashed a gun and was about it. It was like, oh damn, that was gangster, running up against Wilson Fisk. And then you got to remember that she also shot his best friend. So it's like,
killed Wes. Yo, I killed your boy.
So this episode is not really a big surprise that she was, you know, dealing drugs in her, you know, college years and her small, you know, no one lives here town. And we actually got to see why she can't go home. Because if you remember a couple episodes ago, she calls home. She's ready to run away. Her dad's like, that's not a great idea. And I was like, oh, damn, this is how all white dads are. They just they don't want you to come back home.
Once you're 18, get out. Not my responsibility.
But, man, this might be the...
But he said, she's like, I just tried to fix things, and it went wrong. And her dad goes, that's what you do, Karen. And I was like, yo, what does that even mean?
And we got
I'll tell you right now, if my dad said that to me, I would still be like, so you guys got a room, or do I got to bring my own sleeping bag?
I will admit, I remember I was thinking the same thing, like, she ain't try hard enough. Yeah. But, man, her life is really kind of fucked up. Like, this is the best way I can put it. She comes from a lot of heartbreak. I mean, all right. So she lives in a town that she doesn't want to live in.
Dude, wasn't it like in Connecticut, though? Like, that's the kind of white people problems that people have in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, Vermont, Connecticut.
So she's got a douchey boyfriend. She deals drugs. She lives out of a, you know, what it looked like an air streamer.
Yeah, her boyfriend looked sketch.
Yeah, super sketch.
Oh, my God. Yeah. He's got the entire discography of Puddle of Mud in his car.
So she works. She helps her dad run the diner that she doesn't want to be a part of. No one goes there. They're pretty much, you know, almost bankrupt, about to go under. Her dad has troubles letting go of his mom's, mom's death.
Mom had cancer.
Just a lot of, like...
It's rough. Like,
really
Karen
rough.
was doing what she could to try and keep everything afloat at the expense of herself. And she thought because her problems were self-destructive that it was okay so long as her family was keeping afloat. But since her family cares about her and they're all part of a same sort of unit, it's like, no, it's not. You're hurting other people too, you know, when you hurt yourself like that. And her brother tried to make her see the light, wasn't working. I like that all of this is coming to some sort of emotional crescendo for Karen. You know, like when I was watching this, I didn't watch it like a flashback episode. I was like, this is another justification for Karen because she's either about to do something where she'll make a decision and you'll be like, now I know why she made that decision. Or she'll do something, you'll be like, now I know why she does this sort of thing. So it was cool to see that this episode wasn't just a filler, you know?
Yeah. It's also good to know that at any given moment, Karen could drink everyone I know underneath the table because she was taking shots out of that Jim Beam bottle like it was water.
Gross.
Yeah, really bad. But damn, man. So she's driving her brother to, I think, her brother gets beat up. She beats up her boyfriend. They're in a car together. Her brother says that super emotionally sad, I lost mom. I didn't want to lose you. I was like, oh,
right.
something bad's
And he's all beat to hell, dude.
Yo, beat the hell up. Car flips. He doesn't make it. She sees his body. Dad is destroyed. Dad tells her get out of get out of town.
He doesn't even want to see his daughter again, like, because it's just reminders, like, you need to go, like, better that you don't stay.
And it makes me feel even worse for the situation that how we were introduced to Karen in season 1 with was it her boyfriend that was killed?
Oh God, I don't remember.
It's been a minute. I think it was her boyfriend or a close friend of hers that was killed and she was framed. So it's like, damn, her whole life has been nothing but
it's tragedy.
Yes,
definitely. She's marked by tragedy for sure.
So that took about half the episode, which was a phenomenal part of the episode. It took about half of it. We fast forward. It's present day. Bullseye is let loose in the church, and he's looking for Karen. And
oh my God! Dude.
So not only do they give us background, context, why she's the way she is, her tragedy and stuff like that, but they gave me a reason to respect her because she could have just stayed hidden. She could have ran away, but she steps up. She's like,
well, she was going to, but Father Lantom convinced her. Basically like, don't give up on yourself. Like, you made mistakes. Mm-hmm. And you don't got to be, he's like, what did he say? You don't got to be Catholic to come with me to Mass.
Yeah.
Little ancient wisdom, little ancient tradition couldn't hurt you, know?
Well, I was talking specifically when Bullseye shows up. I'm looking for Karen Page. Where is she? She could have had that option, just like Matt, was
right.
Run,
right.
Fight or flight. She steps up. I'm
up.
the person you want. The rest of you guys get out. I thought that was, once again, sort of like how we were talking about Foggy, leaping, that
you could almost say it's self-sacrifice.
Idiot. So, and we get the answer to the question we asked, what's Matt going to choose? He ends up choosing saving Karen's life. Epic showdown in the church. Bullseye is throwing candles.
Dude, any and everything Bullseye could throw, he was throwing.
Insane.
But I got to say, it was cool to see, man, it was cool to see Karen not only step up, but in the midst of that fight where Matt is just getting, it's just a knockdown drag out with Bullseye at the church. And anybody that knows comics, man, you guys know, if you know Daredevil and you know comics, this is not a good thing. It's not a good thing to see Bullseye jumping around, murking people, because somebody's going to get hurt, somebody's going to get killed. Major characters, right? And they did a little switcheroo on us, because you thought as soon as he throws that baton, it's going straight for Karen Page, just like in Guardian Devil.
Yeah.
It doesn't. He ends up taking out Father Lantom, and you're like, oh. But at the same time, there was a part of me that was like, this needs to happen, because Obi-Wan needs to go, so that way our Luke Skywalker can transcend. The death of the mentor has to happen for the character to grow. And we got that moment. That's old school hero's journey type stuff. But the cool thing is that you also get that another Guardian Devil reference where Karen is holding Matt Murdock. And the cover to the Guardian Devil issue, you see Matt Murdock holding Karen the exact same way. So they do a little bit of a role reversal for us. So there's all these kind of cool little nods and sort of tributes to the comics that we got to see in this episode. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, really, really good episode. And I don't think we had much as far. I think we covered everything as topics goes. Like I said, this episode was pretty straightforward. Background on Karen, the church scene, the death of Father Latham, and the return of Matt. And it just went to show you that Bullseye or Poindexter is just falling further and further into this absolute, just terrorizing evil figure. I mean, to kill, a man, a priest, a father.
That doesn't mean anything to him.
No, I think
he's just. I mean, he doesn't even see people as people. He's sitting there killing birds with freaking rocks just because. It's the same thing.
Well, I also think it speaks to his how he's so entranced with the objective. He can't let Kingpin down. I've got to go after Karen. It's what did
it's the coach.
Yes, yep.
It's the coach. You remember where he was just like, "Why are you taking me out of the game?" Like I could do it, and I don't know if it's happened yet. I can't. I think it has already. I think I've heard it, and maybe you've heard it too. The buzzing in his head.
Yeah.
The drone of flies in his brain is. I mean, there's so much symbolism there. It's not even funny. The idea that the devil has been referred to as Beelzebub, and Beelzebub translates to Lord of the Flies, and the fact that he has a demonic swarm of flies droning constantly in his head. This dude is dripping with evil energy, and he's so filled with it that it's drowning out everything in the real world, preventing him from seeing people as they are, as people,
Well said. I didn't even think about that. That was good, see. I think we are good to go ahead and cut this, finish up this video review. Once again, we're going to go ahead and just continue going. Check out our other reviews if you haven't, got caught up or looking forward to the other videos. Like, comment on this video, and also subscribe to our YouTube page as well as the podcast, the Short Box Podcast. We'll catch you guys in the next video, all right? Peace.